Cue dramatic music.
Valerian, 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 Valerian.
Burn! 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 Mom, burn!
This podcast is not suitable for children or those who are easily disturbed. Spoiler warning for whatever is in the title of this episode.
And now for the obligatory socials. Please like, share and subscribe. Follow Daniel at DStarSick on Twitter. Follow Ryan at Darth Damio on the Bluebird app. You can find the podcast on Twitter at HorrorPod69. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Slasher and Goodreads. Become part of the Disturbed community by asking for the Facebook group and Discord links. Send dick pics to the Horror of Babylon podcast at gmail.com. Support the show at patreon.com/the Horror of Babylon. In closing, you can let your friends know that the Horror of Babylon is available on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Audible and all other major podcast apps.
Welcome to a very special bonus episode of the Horror of Babylon, where we are discussing Valerian and the City of 1,000 Planets. Ryan, shouldn't it be the planet of 1,000 cities? No! It's the City of 1,000 Planets. But it's not actually a planet, it's a space station. Right! It's the space station of 1,000 cities. Wait. Is it the City of 1,000 space stations or the space station of 1,000 cities? Stop, I'm getting confused. I am Ryan, and with me as always is Daniel. Say hi, Daniel.
I am also confused.
So confused.
I am so confused.
We want to say thank you to our patrons, Abigail the First, Breaker of Chains, Mother of Dragons, and
Logan,
the Full Metal Patron. And this episode is specifically brought to you by our $19 tier patron for Horsemen Comics and Gaming. You can visit them at the Morgantown Mall in Morgantown, West Virginia, or at the Mall in Robinson in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. They subscribe to our Patreon at the $19 tier, meaning they get to choose the bonus episode once a month on the film of their choice. And for their very first episode, they chose Valerian and the City of 1,000 Planets. Not the planet of 1,000 cities or the space station of 1,000 cities or the film of 1,000 plot errors. But yeah.
The film of 1,000 Valerians.
And this, of course, was chosen by Ronald III, the true Grampus of Christmas, who has the special snowflake magic that makes everything work.
Trigger warning.
Trigger warning.
Incest.
If you are triggered by wincest, random plot errors, or sexy aliens named Bubbles, abort now. Abort now. Our history with Valerian. I have a bit of a story, so I'll let you tell your story. Okay, so I saw this in theaters with Ronald III, Grampus of Christmas, and our mutual friend Eric. Not a sponsor of the show, but we're going to give a quick shout out to Wild Zero Tattoos in Morgantown, West Virginia. Definitely check them out. And this movie instantly became the biggest meme in the history of Four Horsemen Comics and Gaming. We said Valerian every other word for the next 3 years. We used to do a weekly broadcast on YouTube and Facebook where we would discuss the comics that were coming out that week and the events that were coming out that week. And we had a huge theatrical Valerian poster up in the studio where we filmed that. We also had a Funko Pop of Valerian himself sitting on the desk where we would record those shows. It was probably the film, other than Star Wars, that was most referenced in all of our discussions. Not because it's good, but just because it's really Valerian and the City of 1,000 memes.
Yes.
Okay, and this is your first time seeing it.
Yeah, my history with this film is Ryan told me that someone subscribed to our $19 Patreon tier, and now I had to watch it.
Had to, forced, required.
I was like, it can't be that bad.
No, it can't be.
Valerian,
Jumping into background.
I've seen Phantoms. It wasn't that bad.
This film was released on July 17th, 2017. It has a runtime of 137 minutes. That's 2 hours and 17 minutes for you people counting at home. It had a budget of somewhere in the range of 177 to 205 million dollars and took in 226 million dollars. So if you're new to this, you might go, oh, so this movie made a tidy profit of about 20 million dollars.
Wrong.
No, not quite, because the cost of the movie is more than just the production of the movie. It's also the promotion of the movie.
The theaters also get to keep a cut of the box office gross.
So realistically,
You got to double the budget.
to be considered a commercial success, you have to double your budget, like you just said.
Yeah. To break even, you have to double.
So to break even, let's say their budget was 205. That's the high point of the range we're giving on Wikipedia. Realistically, to break even,
410.
may have to make $410 million, almost $500 million, and they pulled in $226 million. So
This movie looked like it was expensive.
oh, it was.
I think I said that like 3 or 4 times. I'm like, this looks expensive.
You said that 3 minutes into the movie. This looks expensive.
Yeah.
Like about $205 million worth.
Did James Cameron direct this?
No. Speaking of which, who directed this? This was directed by Luc Besson. Besson. Would you like a croissant?
Kinda.
And you may know Luc Besson from his other films. He wrote The Fifth Element. He wrote
Oh my god.
Leon the Professional, which Daniel has never seen, and I swear will be his favorite movie after he's seen it. He also wrote Lucy, which I know you are not a fan of Lucy or The Fifth Element.
Like, whenever you were describing this movie to me as something that was super pretty, but had, like, horrible story plots, I was like, oh, so it's just The Fifth Element.
No.
And I'm sitting there watching it, and I'm like, this reminds me of The Fifth Element. Oh, no fucking shit, Daniel.
I don't think it holds a candle to The Fifth Element personally, but
I mean, no, it doesn't have Bruce Willis.
no. Multipace. And this film was written by so it's based on the comic Valerian and Laureline by
Is that
Pierre
his sister?
yes, by Pierre Christian and Jean-Claude
Misery.
French name. And the screenplay was also written by Luc Besson, who is the director. So I would say that this film is not, we've already established it's not a commercial success. It's not a critical success as well. Before we get into like discussing
Rape allegations? Oh my god.
all right.
We're just scrolling through this dude's Wikipedia page.
So this is Luc Besson, the writer-director. He has an entry on Wikipedia, so this is... Oh, it might be alleged. We haven't read it yet. I'll just read it to you, whatever. In 2018, actress Sand Von Roy, who appeared in Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets,
Oh no.
accused Besson of rape, along with several other actresses who wished to remain anonymous. Oh my goodness. The director's lawyer, Thierry Marimbert, stated that Besson categorically denies the fantasist accusations and that the accuser was someone he knows towards whom he has never behaved inappropriately. 5 women had made similar statements against Besson, including a former assistant, 2 students of the studio where he worked, and a former employee of Besson's corporation. In February 2019, French prosecutors dropped the case against him, citing a lack of evidence, so apparently they just had allegations. In December 2021, a judge dismissed the case based Besson following a second investigation. In April 2022, Van Roy submitted a complaint against the magistrate in charge of the case. Okay, well, we're not going to pass judgment on Luc Besson here. I always tend to err on the side of the victims, but it's not like anyone has ever lied before, so we'll try to give people the benefit of the doubt.
I'm just going to focus on the movie from this point forward.
That's what we're going to do. Okay, so that's enough background.
Valerian?
Let's jump into structure and themes. And
This movie had themes.
We're going to kick this off by starting about genre. And of course, this is the horror of Babylon. This movie is not horror, it's science fiction. However, if you subscribe to our $19 tier, we will watch more or less whatever you want us to watch.
Somebody pay us to watch a Serbian film.
No.
I want to make Ryan watch a Serbian film.
No. No. More or less watch whatever you suggest. So, we're happy to cross genres, especially into science fiction, because fantasy and science fiction is more of my regular realm than horror, believe it or not. So, structure of the film. Just kind of general thoughts. Actually, instead of talking about the structure, because it's, chronological, focused around our two main protagonists, doesn't do anything like super ambitious in terms of structure. Before we go to themes, let's just give the floor to you, Daniel, to kind of just give us your general thoughts before we start to get into some of the specifics.
I was sitting there watching it going, this looks kind of pretty. Those aliens look kind of cool. But why are they all attaching themselves to the space station? And every 2 minutes, I had a question why is this happening? And I was waiting for the movie to explain it to me, and it never chose to.
It explained one or two of your questions.
One or two of them, and you gave me a half-assed answer to a third.
Listen, I can only go based on what the movie says. I have not read the comic it's based on. I wanted to make time before we watch this, but I just couldn't.
This makes me not want to read the comic.
I gotta imagine the comic's a little better.
I would hope so, but...
I mean, they made a movie out of it. I don't know. Okay, so themes. What would you say is the number one theme of this movie?
Forgiveness. Government cover-ups. I don't know. It's it threw a bunch of very generic science fiction cliches at a wall and hoped some of them would stick. Because you got the planet of peaceful hippies.
Yep.
So it's Avatar.
No, they're blue.
Yeah, these people are white and they turn black when they're sad. You're welcome.
They turn black when they're dying. Hey, by the way, join our Discord.
Join our Discord. We would love to see it act.
Shit. If you haven't seen this movie, basic plot synopsis. There is a Avatar-like planet of nature-dwelling people, and they're blown away by evil military humans. And there's a cover-up. And space cops, Valerian and Laureline, who are not sexy fraternal twins.
I think they are.
No matter how much I want them to be. Wincest for the win.
They're the writers from Mass Effect Andromeda.
Yes. They look just like each other. I swear to God they're fraternal twins, but they're not. So says the writers, but I think secretly in the headcanon of the writers, they are fraternal twins and they get it on all the time.
Hold on, I need to look up somebody's name.
Okay. Pause. Car!
Because this is a funny joke, but if I get his name wrong, I think it's Dan Harmon. Okay, here we go. Unpaused.
Game on! Game on!
This movie was clearly written by Dan Harmon, who writes all the incest jokes of Rick and Morty. He started really subtle in the first few seasons and then just got progressively loose with it.
Wow.
To where there's a giant incest baby. These two are twins. I'm telling you, they're twins and they're fucking.
I have seen 0 episodes of Rick and Morty. Though you told me recently that the guy who plays Rick was fired.
Yeah, the dude who plays Rick and Morty and 10 other tertiary characters was fired.
Are they just going to recast?
Allegedly, they are going to recast, and right now there's a campaign to get this one TikTok impersonator to be the voice.
Can you imagine if, like, Seth MacFarlane got fired from Family Guy and it's like, oh, we lost Peter and Quagmire and Brian and Stewie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's basically what just happened.
There's a big, giant cover-up. Our two protagonists, who are space cops, find it out, and they kind of uncover the plot, and then they end up helping the white
Space
hippie alien avatar people.
Yeah, because it's every fucking science fiction universe or mainstream movie has to have the hippies that really know how to live with nature.
I mean, it seemed pretty okay. I mean, I'm not a beach person, but that beach, it didn't look like I'd get sunburned on that beach. Plus, you get to live in a giant
Pearls that make 20 megatons of energy.
Yeah.
That they just kind of rub with their faces with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems alright to me.
It seems alright, but it's every science fiction trope rolled into. There's always at least the space hippie race.
No, this movie is completely original. You shut your damn mouth.
Yeah, with the Space Federation, coincidentally led by humans.
No, but this one is blatant and called the Human Federation. Did you notice that? That's the name of it, the Human Federation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's like 50 different species, but it's the Human Federation.
One of my favorite Star Trek moments is in Star Trek VI, where the original Enterprise crew sits down for a diplomatic dinner with a group of Klingons, and they're kind of debating, like, space politics. And I want to say it's Chekhov, I'm not sure, but he says something about inalienable human rights, and one of the Klingon goes, that term right there is just so racist. Human rights. I'm like, oh, you got me, Klingon. You got me. You so got me. Okay. Yeah, so themes, government cover-up, space hippies. Yeah. Lots of generic sci-fi stuff.
Valerian.
Let's go to characters. And of course, we're going to start with Major Valerian, played by Dane DeHaan, who you may know as the Green Goblin from Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Oh my God, is that what I know him from?
Was that driving you crazy the entire movie?
Yeah, I've been trying to place both of these people for fucking ever.
Oh, okay. Well, let's talk about Valerian. And we'll get to her.
I was like, is this chick the twin from Parent Trap?
No, she's in the DC extended verse. Yeah. Okay, we'll get to her. Okay. Your thoughts on the character of Valerian?
I got sick of hearing his name.
Valerian. 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 Valerian.
Oh no, what was it like right at the end of the movie? I play by the rules. And he spent the whole movie not playing by the rules.
Okay. So one, we were playing a drinking game where we had to drink every time they said his name, and I lost count somewhere around like
35.
35-ish. Thankfully, we were sipping beer and not taking shots, or else we would not be able to record.
We'd be dead.
We'd be dead. So he's kind of that, like, smug, like, Han Solo space roguish.
They play him like a Han Solo, a Captain Kirk at best.
Kind of like a Star-Lord, kind of, but yeah. Still, like, he works within... I think Kirk is a good analog because he still works within the military.
He's still in the military, but he bends through. He's Maverick. He's Top Gun.
Yeah, exactly. And he basically spends...
He's a loose cannon.
He spends the whole goddamn movie, like, bending rules.
And breaking rules.
Breaking orders. And then, at the end of the movie...
last 5 minutes.
They have to give the Ark of the Covenant over to...
The MacGuffin.
Yeah, the MacGuffin over to the people.
Space hippies.
And Sergeant Laureline is like, oh, we got to do this. And he goes, oh, no, I'm a soldier. I follow rules. And Daniel just, like, about had an aneurysm laughing.
I got so mad. Because the whole movie, he spent breaking rules. This Sergeant Laureline is the one who's been more or less following most of the rules.
And pulling his ass out of the fire while she does it.
I'm like, those lines should have been reversed, but you can't have the woman say that. That's exactly what the logic and reason was of that scene. I guarantee it.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. Or we won't see because we don't have an interview with Luc Besson right now because he's too busy being indicted for rape.
Luc Besson, get in touch with us. I'd love to pick your brain.
So aside from that, just kind of general thoughts on the character.
He's very generic. He is Captain Kirk, Han Solo. It's somebody's idea of what the space bad boy is. Because, like, she pulls up his, like, black book of women he's fucked at the beginning of the movie and is, like, covering entire walls.
Yeah. His playlist.
And he's like, oh, no, but I really want to fuck you, baby.
That is not what he said. He said he wanted to be with her.
Yeah, okay, but we know what he meant. He's like, I don't care that you're my sister. Come on.
In fact, it's the fact that you are my sister that makes it hot.
Joe, what's the matter? Don't I turn you on?
I don't know what the problem is.
Well, would it help if you went back to thinking I'm your sister?
Like I'm some sort of white trash perv?
I'm your sister. I'm your sister.
Oh, you're my sister!
Oh!
You're my sister! You're my sister! So let's talk about his sister, Sergeant Laureline, played by Cara. I'm not even going to try it. I am going to try it. Delevingne? I don't know.
Delevingne.
Okay, so she is in the DC Extended Universe. She plays somebody who borders between a hero and a villain. You have three...
Harley Quinn.
No, you know she's not goddamn Margot Robbie. All right, strike one. You have another guess. You are warm. You are very warm. Hot, even.
Huntress?
Oh, you got a little colder, but you're still like in the right ballpark. You're a little colder. You were closer with Harley Quinn. So strike two. She also had a relationship with a soldier.
Oh, fucking Enchantress?
Yes, she's Enchantress.
I knew I recognized it as, like, I'm super tired, don't want to be here eyes.
Yeah, that's super Enchantress. Okay, so thoughts on Laureline?
For, like, the first 20 to 40 minutes, they played her as the straight, no-nonsense cop.
Mm-hmm.
And then they had her bend a couple of roles so that she could have that line with fucking Valerian at the end. And she spent the whole movie screaming Valerian.
Valerian, 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 Valerian.
Valerian, 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 Valerian.
I think that this role was right within this actress's range, now that I know who she played.
I would not put this movie...
I think Scarlett Johansson might be a better actress.
I would not put this movie on a pedestal for acting. But I think these two performers were the perfect two people to play these two roles.
You know what? Yeah. I think that if this movie would have literally made them brother and sister, it would have been 100% more interesting.
We're brother and sister. We have this weird sexual tension, this like Luke Leia-ish relationship, but we know we're siblings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it would have been gross, but I would have found it hilarious.
Yeah, and it's... All right, we're not going to go over all the characters, but there's at least a couple more I want to mention.
The bad guy.
Clive Owen plays Commander Auron Fillett, who is the bad guy.
I made a bad military mistake, and I covered it up. I'm the commander.
How fast did you know that this guy was the bad guy?
As soon as they called him the commander. As soon as I saw the spaceships crash onto the planet, and I realized, okay, so somebody covered this up. Mm-hmm. Who's the highest ranking person on screen? There he is.
Just real quick, just not doing a whole discussion, but the general, the guy who is under him...
who was like reasonable.
Yeah, I know. Like, did you not like expect him to be like one of the commander's flunkies?
Kinda, yeah.
And like turn on Valerian, but he's just reasonable and like follows logic and,
like,
does the right thing.
Like, why would he do this?
Yeah, I know, right?
I think I should use my deductive reasoning skills and my best judgment.
That's general.
He might have been the best character.
Yeah.
Well,
maybe.
next to
the next one we're going to talk about. That's General Octobar, played by Sam Spruell. I know, he sounds like
Octopussy? Are we doing James Bond puns in this fucking Valerian?
He sounds like a Mon Calamari. Like, he should be...
like a squid person.
Valerian is about to go face the enemy, and General Octobar comes on the comm and goes, "It's a trap!"
Sorry. How do you think General Admiral Akbar would do as a commander in the Federation?
Like the Star Trek Federation?
Yeah.
See, the thing is that the Federation are not primarily military. They're more like scientific explorers who utilize military discipline for efficiency.
Yeah, they're fascists.
Yeah, and Admiral Akbar is like a straight up general.
Yeah.
That's his job. Like, even like once the New Republic is established, he's like the head of the New Republic military. That's his thing.
Okay.
If he wanted to be a part of Starfleet, well, so when I was saying Federation earlier, I was really meaning Starfleet specifically.
Yeah.
But I think he could adapt if he wanted to, as long as there was a ship within the Starfleet fleet that could accommodate his specific needs, specifically a high amount of humidity. Rebel pilots were often cited for not wanting to serve on Mon Calamari vessels because of how hot and humid they kept their ships. Because Mon Calamari need a large amount of moisture in order to be comfortable.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so let's talk about Rihanna.
Baba!
Who approximately half of the budget was spent on Rihanna.
Oh my God.
And I'll tell you, when I walked out of this movie originally, I was like, Rihanna was kind of the one good part of this movie for me. Not that like her character was amazing, but it was inventive and clever, and I enjoyed the portion of the movie where she was on screen. I'm not going to tell you that it wasn't completely ridiculous at parts.
That's good.
Especially when she just randomly dies by going through this sewer grate.
That's what got me. I'm sitting there and I'm like, not Bubble, not this character I've known for 5 fucking minutes.
I think in 5 minutes I cared about her more than I cared about
Valerian. Or his sister.
Because at least, like, she's a changeling who's forced by a pimp. Literally, Ethan Hawke's character is Jolly the
That
pimp.
was Ethan Hawke?
I know! We're gonna get to that.
There's the other half of the budget.
I know, we're gonna get to that. But she's literally forced into being like a cabaret stripper and using her powers for seductive evil when all she wants to do is be free and go home to her planet. And then Valerian comes around and he's like, I work for the government, I'll get you a pass, you'll be free. And then 5 minutes into their mission, she fucking dies. Thanks, Valerian.
After fighting the fucking giant ogres from your average hentai.
Yeah, they were basically Shrek ogres with like squid heads.
I'm gonna eat the fuck out of this girl's head.
I'm gonna eat the fuck out of her head. Give her head.
I thought it was gonna go in a completely different direction.
All right, what did you think was gonna happen?
I thought they were gonna like try to pimp her out to the big fat thing, and instead he's like seasoning her skull with lemon.
Oh, you mean Laureline?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, like I thought that was going like somewhere completely different with like the dresses and the.
She's wearing this like giant white sombrero with the middle cut out so her skull is exposed. And it reminds me of one of those like tortilla hats that you put guacamole in. But he's going to like crush off the top of her skull and like suck out her brains through her skull hole.
Yeah.
Is that a word? Skull hole?
He was gonna make a skull hole.
Skull hole. Scullery, skull hole. Did I mention that we took a drink every time they said Valerian?
Jolly the pimp.
Okay. Okay. Ethan Hawke, to me, is like a serious, dramatic actor.
He's the best part of Sinister.
He's the best part of
most things he's in.
Dead Poet Society.
I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen Dead Poet Society?
I haven't seen Dead Poets.
Oh, no. I don't know if we can watch that now that Robin Williams has died. I mean, it's already like a cry your eyes out movie.
Yeah.
But now that Robin is gone, like, oh, shit. Oh, shit.
I mean, I've recently watched World's Greatest Dad again.
Oh,
So-
I bet that was rough.
Yeah, I know. I cried a lot.
Okay, quick detour. I recently watched a Robin Williams movie for the first time since he died. I'm not sure exactly when he died, but I went about, let's look it up real quick. When did Robin Williams...
2014, August 11th.
So I went 6,
God,
8.
it's been almost 10 years.
Yeah, I went 8.5 years without watching a Robin Williams movie. And the one that I chose to watch was The Birdcage, which is not a sad movie at all, but it was still kind of a struggle for me to get through because it's just so damn sad.
You should have done 1 hour photo instead.
No, I don't think I should have. I might have watched that one and be like, good, I'm glad you're dead, you sick son of a bitch. Okay, so yeah, Ethan Hawke plays Jolly the Pimp, the cowboy pimp.
I did not know that was Ethan. I just thought it was some like rando they pulled off the street.
I forgot he was in it until I saw his name on the opening credits, and then I didn't remember who he was until he like came out of the bar wearing a cowboy hat.
Jolly the Pimp, I'm gonna put you in the opening credits.
Because he's like...
He is a big name, but like... He fucking cast him as Valerian or something.
I say he's the biggest name in this movie aside from Rihanna, probably.
I think he's a bigger name in terms of acting.
In terms of movies, but not a bigger
overall.
Celebrity, yeah.
I also didn't think Rihanna was that good of an actress.
I thought she was better than a lot of the cast.
I thought she was better than the Enchantress.
I can't say her name. It's Cara... yeah, her.
I thought she was...
Sergeant Laureline.
I thought she was a better actress than Scarlett Johansson.
Alright, we won't go there.
Leonard.
Scary shit.
Scary shit.
I guess getting your brains eaten out would be kind of scary.
That would be super scary. You know what was scary? When Sergeant Laureline gets kidnapped by butterfly fishermen who are literally just fishing for butterflies, and then Major Valerian decides to shoot the butterfly fisherman in the face.
I thought they were fishing for like people and the butterflies were lures.
Maybe?
Maybe.
But still, that's like shoot first, ask questions later. Like,
he's like, don't touch the butterflies, some of them, and then she gets pulled away.
Doesn't he like wear a body cam? Isn't that going to come up in review later and be like, dude, you just shot this guy in the face without even saying I'm a cop? Boo. Boo.
Leonard.
All right, let's go to Kiss Me, Fat Boy. Let's talk a little bit more about that Wincest.
Banging your hot sister.
So I confided in you about 20 minutes into this movie by saying that this movie, I make it more palatable for myself by pretending they're fraternal twins and they bang each other off screen.
Yeah.
And did that make it more...
I'm down, yeah.
Yeah.
I told you that there's a mod on Mass Effect Andromeda to make your twin sibling a romance option.
Nice.
And that's what that reminded me of after you told me that. And I'm like, yeah, cool, let's go. Rider twins.
And you said this movie starts off just like that game, right?
Yeah, pretty much exactly like that game.
Space hippies.
There's space hippies, and you got like a giant space station going into unknown territory to like meet new species. And then there's like there's two twins, but canonically only one of them wakes up at a time.
Oh.
Because when you choose your male or female option, that's how you pick which of the twins you're playing as.
Would you rather have Matt Damon or Greg Kinnear as your conjoined twin?
I don't know who Greg Kinnear is.
In the Stand 2020, he was Glenn.
I would probably say Matt Damon, because then I would just make that fucking puppet movie, World Police. I just make Matt Damon jokes all day.
This guy. That's Greg Kinnear.
Yeah, Matt Damon, because then I could go, Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
Just I do it to him all day.
Matt Damon.
Yeah, I would just keep doing that, like, all the time.
Matt Damon.
Yeah.
I would choose Matt Damon because I would keep saying things like, dude, I loved you and Ted. That was Mark Wahlberg. Oh, well, you know what? Planet of the Apes wasn't that great, but I at least liked you in it. That was also Mark Wahlberg.
What was it like having to share a writing credit with Ben Affleck?
That was also Mark... No, okay, the Cider House thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So not very scary.
No, not
Kiss
scary.
Me Fat Boy, kind of hot.
Kind of hot.
If you make up stuff for it.
Well, yeah, I really liked Laureline's, like... It wasn't denim, but the kind of denim-looking jacket and the torn white dress.
And in boots. That's a hot look.
Yeah, it was a good look.
Rihanna, I like shapeshifters.
Yeah, I loved her, like, bowler derby.
Oh, Jessica Rabbit's in this movie.
Oh, Jessica fucking Rabbit! Okay, Zombie Day. We're going to get to that soon. Actually, fuck it.
Fuckable bunnies.
Let's rearrange the order a little bit. Let's get to Zombie Day now and talk about references and Easter eggs. Easter eggs, rabbits, Roger Rabbit, Jessica Rabbit. Jessica Rabbit's in this fucking movie.
That's 100% Jessica Rabbit.
Google it. I wonder if it even comes up on Google. Valerian Jessica Rabbit. Yes, it totally does. Yes, it absolutely does. So if you haven't seen this recently or you just never noticed, Google Valerian Jessica Rabbit. She's totally in this movie.
I'm not bad, I'm just drawn that way.
She even kind of looks like a drag Jessica Rabbit.
That's
a little bit.
Why is that hotter to me?
I don't know. It is kind of hot.
Don't let a dick be a deal breaker.
I want to be manhandled by Jessica Rabbit.
Kinda, huh?
Yeah.
A fuckable bunny fucks me instead.
Yeah, for sure. She's an honorary rabbit, as we established in a previous episode. Okay, other Zombie Day references, Easter eggs. I mentioned that the chase scene kind of in the middle beginning where Valerian goes chasing off against the aliens who kidnap the commander and they kind of go through the space station. It's totally just the chase scene from Attack of the Clones with Anakin and Obi-Wan.
I was sitting there going, if he could do this the whole time, why didn't he just always use the suit to plow through everything?
Yeah.
And also, the scene looked expensive.
It did. Also, the underwater scene in the submarine with all like the giant sea creatures was straight out of Phantom Menace.
Oh, back to Kiss Me Fat Boy. Fucking Enchantress, which is her name now, shoved her head up a jellyfish's ass
in order to figure out where Valerian was.
Yeah,
that's
an
true.
actual plot point. I'm not making that like that's. Forget the incest joke. That's canonical to this movie. She fucking head up a jellyfish's butt.
This may be us reading into it a little much, but the characters who are referred to as the pigeons, who are the information brokers, totally felt to me like an homage to the worms from Men in Black.
It had to be, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm sitting there going, like, they're even, like, trading information, and they're kind of...
Hey, Kay!
And they're kind of goofy.
They just weren't smoking cigarettes.
I like the worms.
Yeah, I like the worms, too.
I still have a worms toy I got from McDonald's.
Did you think that in Men in Black 2, they overdid it with the worms and the pug because of how, like...
I think everything in Men in Black 2 was overdone.
Yeah. I really like Men in Black 3.
I actually do like Men in Black.
Men in Black 3 is very good.
I don't know like how like the fan community feels about 3, but
I think generally it's received pretty well.
But if like people are against it, I would be an apologist for it.
No, I think it's generally received pretty well.
Okay.
Have you seen the fourth one?
I thought it looked kind of dumb, so I didn't go see it.
It was all right. Okay. Like I thought it was fun. It's definitely better than Men in Black 2, but not as good as 1 or 3.
Okay.
And I like Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson. Obviously, they have good chemistry from Thor Ragnarok.
Who's Tessa Thompson?
Valkyrie.
Okay. I'm there. You gotta refer to people as who they played. I don't know actors' names.
I don't know people's names.
Yeah. I only know people they play.
Okay. Thor and Valkyrie are the 2 Men in Black agents in that movie.
Oh, so it's Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, and they have good chemistry, so, you know, it's not bad.
It's not as bad as Thor Ragnarok. Nothing can be.
No, it's not as good as Thor Ragnarok.
Oh, what's the one I hate? Love and Thunder.
Love and Thunder.
Yeah, nothing's as bad as Love and Thunder.
Yeah, it's the Bram Stoker's Dracula of Thor movies.
I think Valerian might be better than Thor and Love and Thunder.
I don't know if I would go that far. We'll see.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have to do a bonus episode.
Maybe we'll do a rewatch.
Yeah. For homework, okay, so for homework, if you were a hippie race of alien species, how would the Human Federation fuck you up so bad that you have to be saved by Major Valerian and Sergeant Laureline?
Have you seen the movie Braveheart?
Yes.
Okay, you know how like they like tried to breed out the Scots by taking the first time of each bride? That's how they do it to my hippie alien race.
Oh, what's that called? Prima Nocta?
Yeah, Prima Nocta. They Prima Nocta my alien race to try to breed us out. And that's how they genocide my hippie alien race. They get Captain Kirk.
So, they considered that against my alien race, but we're so ugly they decided not to.
Okay.
We're basically the Irish. We're like space Irish.
Okay, I'm more like space Japan, I guess. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, so attractive and useful.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to edit this so heavily.
Just beep it.
Okay. Okay, so we're like the space Irish. We're just drunk and fat and ugly.
We're actually Irish, so we could say this.
Yeah, I'm like Jerry Seinfeld can make Jewish jokes. I can make Irish jokes. It's fine.
Wait, does that mean I can make Jewish jokes?
You're not Jewish.
No, but I tell people I am and they believe me.
I don't believe you.
Yeah. You're going to have to edit this out, right? But
Yeah.
I have a great someone calling Daniel Jewish story.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, so I used to be in this and this is when I started to realize maybe I was hanging around a
Mm-hmm.
so I like distanced myself from a lot of for this.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody made a that said have and I was like no.
What?
I was like I was like no.
Like literally?
Yeah, like I was like and he responded with a picture of like my pro. I said not so I was like,
I told you recently on a podcast that I listened to this podcast called True Spies, which is a nonfiction podcast about like real spy stories.
yeah.
And they've been doing this 3-part series on the Israeli Secret Service undercover in Ethiopia, evacuating Jews out of Ethiopia back to Israel.
Okay.
And they've told these stories.
There's Jews in Ethiopia?
Yeah.
Okay.
They've told these stories about going to like secluded Jewish black villages where the people there have never seen a white Jew. And one of like the black interpreters has to explain, this is a white Jewish brother. So like people have like these stereotypes of Jewish people or of any people.
Apparently I'm one of the Jewish stereotypes.
Yeah, but I mean, there's all kinds.
Yeah.
It takes all kinds. So just an example there. I don't know why I bothered to tell that story because I'm going to cut out the story you told.
Yeah, but you should clip it and send it to me.
Okay. All right, we got to keep rolling. Real quick. The way that the Human Federation would fuck up my alien race is they would put bombs in all the printers. They would put bombs in all the printers where if you don't refill the ink, it explodes. So my lazy-ass human race would never put new ink cartridges in our printers, and whenever we tried to print it, it would explode.
But you're space hippies. What are you doing with all this electricity?
No, we're like techno hippies.
Okay.
We're techno space hippies.
So you're like a Californian hippie.
Yeah, exactly.
Valerian.
Okay, so let's go to King and Koontz. What is your king for Valerian and the planet of 1,000 cities?
When you confided in me your incest headcanon, and it made the movie 100% more watchable.
Listen, my incest headcanon can't be your king. You have to pick something that's actually in the movie.
Bubble.
Bubble, okay. Bubble's actually also my king.
Okay.
And who's your Koontz for Valerian?
Valerian.
My Koontz for...
Because it made me super, super drunk.
My Koontz for Valerian is also Valerian. And how many times do they say the word Valerian? Okay, moving on to rankings. Here is your list. I'm going to go ahead and be presumptive and scroll to the bottom of your list. Where are you going to place Valerian in the city of 1,000 planets? Not the planet of 1,000 cities. Or the space station of 1,000 cities. Or the planet of 1,000 space stations.
I'm trying to think, like... Because I had fun watching it with you.
Yeah, but like how much of that really had to do with the movie? I don't know. You place it where you want.
I think it's better than Roar.
It has to be. No animals died.
I think it's better than All That You Love Will Be Carried Away, even though I'm still not sure that's fair for us to have it on there. I'm still debating.
Yeah.
Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, I think, offends me more.
Personally, yes, I agree.
I think... But God, I also think it's better than Phantoms.
I also agree.
Yeah, I'm going to put it right below it, Chapter 2.
In above Phantoms and below it, Chapter 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, because at least it, Chapter 2 has like a few like highs.
And this was at least pretty, which puts it above a lot of like the other stuff we watched.
I agree. So I am going to put it... Oh, shit. It's hard. I'm going to put it... I don't even know if I like that. Fuck.
Yeah, it's not easy.
just based on how pretty it is, I'm going to put it above Horns and below X. I think maybe I like watching it more than X just because I have more fun and it's so pretty, but I can't say it's a better movie. Even though X is not in my wheelhouse, it's still like a well-made film.
It's more of a Daniel Wheelhouse movie.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Now, for further reading, if you enjoyed Valerian, I don't know what else you should watch or read, because I've never really seen, even though like Valerian takes a bunch from a lot of other sci-fi, I would just say watch better science fiction.
Star Trek, Star Wars, Mass Effect. There you go.
There you go. Stargate Babylon, Babylon. Galactababaclon.
Battlestar Galactica.
Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, watch
Galactababaclon.
that. Even has better sex scenes.
Was there a sex scene in this movie? Or am I getting it mixed up with Horny Dracula?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. We need to be done. Okay. Upcoming on the Horror of Babylon.
Lots of stuff.
This Sunday, we are going to be releasing an episode on the 1931 classic Dracula, starring Bela Lugosi. The following Sunday, we're going to be releasing our next book episode on Powers of Darkness by Bram Stoker, which is the Icelandic version of Dracula. And then we are wrapping up Dracula coverage on March 5th with episode 63 on the Sex! Bram Stoker's Dracula from 1992. Sex!
Which you didn't know Daniel also.
Sex! There's lots of sex!
There was.
Which, spoiler alert, we are about to record.
Yeah. I love you.
Love you too. We want to say thank you to our patrons, including Abigail the First, Mother of Dragons, Breaker of Chains, and
I thought you were going to call her Mommy of Dragons.
Abigail the First, Mommy of Dragons, Breaker of Chains, and
Logan,
the Full Metal Patron, and our newest patron for Horsemen Comics and Gaming, which you can visit at the Morgantown Mall in Morgantown, West Virginia, or at the Mall in Robinson in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And of course, that is ran by the true father of Christmas, Grampus III. And thank you very much for watching Valerian and recording with me tonight, Daniel.
I think we need to increase the amount for the Patreon.
Everybody stay tuned for our socials and stay scary.
And now for the obligatory socials. Please like, share and subscribe. Follow Daniel at DStarSick on Twitter. Follow Ryan at Darth Damio on the Bluebird app. You can find the podcast on Twitter at HorrorPod69. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Slasher and Goodreads. Become part of the Disturbed community by asking for the Facebook group and Discord links. Send dick pics to the Horror of Babylon podcast at gmail.com. Support the show at patreon.com/the Horror of Babylon. In closing, you can let your friends know that the Horror of Babylon is available on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Audible and all other major podcast apps. Stay scary.
Valerian, 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 Valerian,